Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to write a resume for mechanical engineers using my resume. Just a little bit of a heads up, I have about 5 years experience. My current title is a principal mechanical engineer. So given that you have about 3 to 5 years of experience as an engineer, this is going to be a good resume for you to use for your job search. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in. This is going to be regarding like how I do my formatting and what information I include on my resume. So let's get started. So in the header section here, first name, last name, pretty basic. The font that I use for my resume is Helvetica. You don't have to use Helvetica. You could use Arial. I think Arial is a good one. Don't use Times New Roman if possible. I think Times New Roman looks pretty basic. So just use Helvetica or Arial. So first name, last name, address, phone number, email, and this should be all you need for your header. And then right after my header, I go ahead and start writing down my experience. So I don't have an objective summary or a professional summary or any of that. I just use my experience and let my experience do the talking for itself. So format it like this. Experience, all caps, underline it as a border, put the company, job title, city, and then date. So principal mechanical engineer, responsible design and test engineer, in charge of static, proof load, vibration, and fatigue tests. Here, the second bullet, supervise and aid in $2 million test structures and reaction structures buildup. So I work on pretty large scale test structures, so I'm just putting the dollar value in there just to quantify my items. Develop test reports, test procedures, and test plans for weapon system components. Keep it pretty clear and concise and very high level. And then liaison between structures, tests, stress, as well as other departmental stakeholders. Pretty clear and concise 4 bullets there. So next was my experience as a manufacturing engineer. So create and improve 30 plus manufacturing processes to meet challenging flight hardware requirements for electromechanical, military aircraft assemblies and subassemblies for weapon systems. So this bullet does sound kind of long, but it captures both what I did from a quantitative standpoint as well as the industry and a macroeconomic tie it has regarding military applications. So this is what I like to do in my resumes, is to be able to capture high level such as macro or industry type of information. Structure, manufacturing, bill of materials consisting of 1,000 plus components for production and qualification articles using CPLM, Common Product Lifecycle Management. So I always like to note which specific software we're going to be using. And then here, again, I try to quantify it right here too. So 1,000 plus items. Gives it a more tangible type of feel, if you will. Lead the build efforts for product engineering development unit and qualification testing articles. Lead is a very strong action item to put. Provide technical guidance and liaison for operations to technicians to support hardware builds. A pretty general item there. And then assist in 20 plus tooling and packaging designs to support flight hardware as required through CAD. The CAD is a really big keyword that you want to include in your resumes as a mechanical engineer. And then company 2, product design engineer, R&D, design vertical turbine pumps from concept to production using CAD with the specific software. So high level, what I did, the component that I worked on, what specific type of software I used, and what discipline, if you will. Used Creo, Simulate, and ANSYS to perform static stress and structural dynamic analysis using FEM FEA. Companies love FEM FEA competency, so if you have experience, make sure to put that on your resume. Responsible for designing large pump orders, each generating approximately 300 to 500K in revenue. So I like to associate, again, a dollar value for the projects that I work on to give these items a quantitative result and accomplishment type of standpoint. Lead and coordinated design review presentations for pump mechanical risk assessments. So this is a pretty big one. As a design engineer, you're going to be responsible for leading and running meetings. You're going to have tons of engineers critique your design, so it's good to have this bullet here. Perform calculations to verify the integrity of the pump's mechanical and hydraulic design. As an engineer, you're going to have to be responsible for performing lots of calcs, technical reports, and presentations to site and senior leadership teams. This is a big one right here. Whenever possible, you want to note that you've done work in front of senior leadership. Perform tolerance stack-up analysis on pump rotor components to ensure assembly, resulting in pumps produced without nonconformances greater than 90%. So tolerance stack-up analysis is a big one. It's really easy to design stuff in theory, and everything's going to fit in theory, but in reality, that's not the case. So you're going to have variance and tolerance, which is why tolerance stack-up analysis is really important to note in your resume. Product design engineer productions, created pump engineering drawings and bill of materials, achieving 100% on-time completion for projects. So again, like more metrics here is something good to include, like on-time completion. Processed orders for industries such as oil and gas, agricultural, municipalities, power, resulting in revenue of 1 mil plus, consisting of pump components such as shafts, bearings, casings, impellers. So this is a really good high-level overview bullet. I go into industry and application, as well as the dollar impact that these specific components had. Gathered pump performance data parameters such as volumetric flow, total dynamic head, motor RPM, and pump efficiency through data acquisition using LabVIEW. Data acquisition is a big one, especially in mechanical engineering. You're going to have to be in any component, really. You're going to be there's going to be some type of testing involved, and with testing, data acquisition is going to be involved. So using specific software such as LabVIEW is a good one to add into your resume. Designed 100 plus standard pump components using GD&T, geometric dimensioning and tolerancing. This is a must-have if you are a mechanical engineer. Investigated quality defects in pump components and initiated corrective action plans as needed. So another general overview of like what I did as a product design engineer. And then my experience as an intern at the same company too. So issued post-test work instructions for development test, increasing pump efficiency by 1 to 3%. As an intern, I was assigned to basically run a series of tests for one of our hydraulic lines. And when we ran these tests, the performance would come down to a certain value, and if it did not meet the value that we wanted, I'd have to make recommendations as like do some filing or do some grinding, basically increasing the pump efficiency. So again, I'd like to take every chance that I can get to quantify a result into my resume, which is what I did here. Configured pump selection within standard scope of hydraulic capabilities from customer queries, pretty overview type of thing that I did there. And then performed financial analysis and developed costing spreadsheets for pump components such as fabrications and shafting, reducing costs of quotations by approximately 10 to 30%. So cost reduction is another way to quantify your results and accomplishments from a percentage standpoint or from a dollar standpoint. So education, next would be education, because like I said, I do have a few years of experience. So Cal State Fullerton, mechanical engineering, Bachelor of Science. I did graduate cum laude, so I'd like to note that accomplishment here, 2016. Also put my GPA, and then just a little high-level overview of what I did. So member of Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society, and then member of SAE Baja Design Brake System Vehicle, just like super high level. And then skills and certifications, so professional engineer 2019, license number. So I recommend if possible you get your PE. That's another topic, but I just have mine just to open up potential doors in the future, if you will. Highly proficient in the use of Microsoft Access, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, basic Microsoft Office stuff. MATLAB and LabVIEW for data acquisition. Data acquisition is a big one as a mechanical engineer. And then highly proficient in CAD software such as Siemens NX12, PTC Creo, ProE, SolidWorks, and AutoCAD. And that's pretty much all I have. Pretty easy one-page resume, clear and concise, has keywords, and displays quantitative results and accomplishments. So hopefully, if you're a mechanical engineer, you can use this as a template or something to work off of when you go ahead and structure your resume. And thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think.